Now, the SkyTrack weather forecast with meteorologist Chris Wright.
Good evening. Time now for a look at our forecast. It's been a very snowy day of weather across central Indiana, and it's not going to end anytime soon. We got areas of snow wrapping through Illinois, going to rotate across central Indiana over the next couple of hours and keep the snow going for us on through the wee hours of the morning. Give you a closer look at some of the areas getting the heavy snow across the area. The heaviest snow has been to our east between Richmond, Connersville, and Muncie, but still some snow showers down to the south. Earlier today, we saw rain-snow mix from Bloomington down to Seymour that is now changed over to all snow, about an inch of snow on the ground in Bedford. Snowing right now from Crawfordsville to Lafayette to Kokomo, and snowing as well from Carmel on down through Greenwood. Some heavy snow on the city's south side down around Beech Grove, on over toward the east side, on over toward the Cumberland area. Still our winter storm warning in effect until 6 o'clock on Saturday morning for the eastern half of the state. Back to our west where snowfall amounts are going to be lighter, a winter weather advisory in effect over that region of Indiana. During the overnight period, the snow will gradually start to wind down, but that's not going to happen until well after midnight. For your Saturday morning, you'll wake up to clouds and a few snow showers, with the snow finally ending by 11 o'clock on Saturday morning. Before it all ends, a 3 to 6 inch accumulation down to our south and to the west. Here in the city on over toward Richmond, a 6 to 10 inch band of snow is going to be likely by Saturday. We have clouds and snow showers right now. The temperature's at 30, but we got a stiff wind from the northeast, 24 miles per hour. That's blowing the snow around and making that 30-degree temperature feel like 16. We did get above freezing today. We won't get above freezing over the weekend. For tonight, the heavy snow will continue along with the northeast wind, 15 to 30 miles per hour, down to a low of 24 here in the city, 23 in Muncie, 24 in Lafayette, down below freezing in Bloomington and in Columbus, down to 24 in Richmond overnight. We have the perfect recipe for heavy snow. A strong area of low pressure spread a lot of moisture from the Gulf of Mexico into the cold air across the Ohio Valley, and the net result for us, some pretty impressive snowfall amounts. We set a new record snow here in the city, the old record 3.6 inches. We've had 6 inches of snow so far, 8.5 inches in Alexandria, 8 inches in Strawn, lighter amounts down to our south, already 9 inches of snow in Fountain City. That's just north of Richmond over in east central Indiana. During the day on Saturday, we'll stay with clouds across the area, maybe a little late day sunshine. Then we clear things out tomorrow night, and for Sunday we'll enjoy sunny skies, but Sunday is going to be the coldest day of the weekend with a high right around 25 degrees. Dry weather on Sunday. Enjoy that, because we've got another change coming in. Late Monday, another cold front coming in from the west. That'll spread more snow showers in Monday night. And this was going to be a slow-moving storm system, so we'll keep a threat of snow in our forecast on through Tuesday. Snow finally coming to an end on Wednesday. Back to dry weather on Thursday. Here's your weekend forecast. We'll start out chilly with an 8 a.m. temperature 24 degrees. Some snow showers are likely through the early part of the day on Saturday with a high at 26. We'll get back to sunshine on Sunday with a high temperature 24. Also not as windy on Sunday. In the 5-day forecast, dry weather on Saturday. A chance of snow showers comes our way late Monday on through Wednesday. And if you're lucky enough to head down to Miami for the big game, a chance for a scattered shower on Saturday. Dry weather for the game on Sunday.
Chris Wright is an AMS certified broadcast meteorologist, and his forecast is approved by the National Weather Association.
Good evening. Time now for a look at our forecast. Nice and dry today across central Indiana. Dry right now, but scattered showers and strong thunderstorms are developing back to our west. Raining across Iowa right now. The heavier thunderstorms, including a tornado watch, in effect over the Nebraska Panhandle down through Colorado, and that's the rainfall that's going to move this way. Strong storms in that zone. We'll see them coming in during the day tomorrow across central Indiana, with conditions really going downhill tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening on through the overnight period. But let's go back to Sunday. We had severe storms on early Sunday morning. 2 to 4 inches of rain came down, and we saw winds gusting 50 to 60 miles per hour. We had a tornado watch. It wasn't in effect until 5 a.m. on Sunday morning, and here's why. That first tornado report came in at 1:05 in White County, an EF0 tornado, packing winds 65 to 85 miles per hour. Let's take a look at what the radar looked like at that time. We saw quite a bit of rotation. Whenever you see the green, that's air going toward the radar. Red, air going away from the radar, and you see the rotation there where those air masses meet up. That indicates strong rotation within the storm. We saw that on Saturday night into Sunday morning, and here's what it looked like on the ground. 2 EF1 tornadoes, one in Yeoman, Indiana, and 1 in Deacon, both around 1:30. Then the storm intensified as it moved into southern Miami County. Top winds up around 165 miles per hour. That caused all the damage we've been showing you up in Bunker Hill, and that occurred at 1:43 on Sunday morning. Now, tomorrow night into Wednesday morning, once again, a slight risk for severe storms across the area. This time we'll be watching out for the possibility of large hail and damaging wind. We're also going to see another round of heavy rainfall. Tomorrow morning, just some scattered showers. Stronger storms back to our west over the course of the afternoon. They start to move in, and then things really get fired up for us tomorrow night. Watch what happens by 10 o'clock. Most of the northern half of the state in that heavy rainfall. Some spots will see as much as 4 inches of rain. Most areas north of I-70 will see about 2 inches, but some spots will get a little bit more, and that is why we're going to see a flood watch coming out at some point across the area tomorrow. Right now, skies are clear. Temperatures at 70. Our high today 78 after a low temperature 58 this morning. And during the day tomorrow, here comes a warm front. Showers and storms firing up along the warm front, but we also got a cold front coming in as well, and that's why we're expecting things to intensify heading on into Wednesday morning. During the day on Wednesday, some lingering showers along this front, but I do think the front will drop far south enough on Wednesday afternoon. We'll get to a little bit of sunshine. We'll stay with sunshine on Thursday and Friday, and that is when things will really heat up. Highs near 90, so if you're planning on attending Jubilation coming up on a Friday night, it is going to be warm and steamy over at the Indianapolis Zoo. Meanwhile, over the weekend, here comes another cold front coming in from the west. That'll bring some spotty showers and storms our way on Saturday and Sunday, but at this point, the weekend does not look like a washout. Maybe a few scattered showers around for the morning drive. The temperature near 60 with an east wind at 10. For the afternoon drive cast, temperatures stay in the 60s, so the rain and clouds will keep us cooler with a southeast wind at 15. And the 5-day forecast, a chance of rain early on Wednesday, the high at 81. Then we warm up and become more humid by Friday, the high temperature near 90, and more scattered storms in the forecast on Saturday with a high temperature at 87.
Chris Wright is an AMS certified broadcast meteorologist, and his forecast is approved by the National Weather Association.
Good evening. During the lunch hour, we had heavy rainfall across central Indiana. Began back across the northwest corner of our state between Kokomo and Crawfordsville, and then raced across the state this afternoon. Some spots north of Interstate 70 got as much as a quarter to a half inch of rainfall. The heaviest amounts to our north. Down south of I-70, not a whole lot in terms of rainfall. 4,700s in Kokomo, 4,200s up around Frankfort. Some heavy rainfall up in parts of Madison County as well. We've got the warm front north of us, and that'll mean warmer temperatures for tomorrow. Cold front back out west, causing some showers and storms, and eventually some of that rainfall also going to move this way. For tomorrow's weather across central Indiana, a fire weather watch in effect. That's a little unusual for us. The reason for the fire weather watch, we'll see the combination of temperatures near 90 degrees, relative humidity between 20 and 30%, and winds are going to gust tomorrow afternoon between 20 and 30 miles per hour. That's going to give us a very high fire danger for tomorrow. We've got that dry bubble of air in place, but eventually that's going to give way to the moisture coming up from the Gulf of Mexico by Friday, and that'll mean rain in the Friday forecast. We're forecasting a record high temperature for us tomorrow afternoon. The record is 90 degrees, forecasting a high of 92. And for Friday, with that rain moving in, we'll see up to a half inch of rain, quite a bit of lightning with some of the storms. We'll have to watch that because of the high fire danger across the area, and winds on Friday gusting up to 40 miles per hour. Right now we're at 69 with humidity at 90%. The high today 80 after a low temperature at 68 degrees. Ahead of that front tomorrow, record high temperatures across the area with highs in the lower 90s. Here's a rain developing back to our west along the front. That'll also start pushing our way with the front moving across central Indiana doing on Friday, off and on showers and storms and maybe some rain for Operation Football coming up on Friday night. For the weekend, back behind the front, highs in the 70s and lows in the 50s, so a mild change after that record high temperature, and then more rain coming to town early next week. In the drivecast tomorrow morning, we'll find the temperature in the 70s with a southwest wind. Rather breezy tomorrow afternoon, wind southwest at 25 and highs in the lower 90s. In the 7-day extended forecast, a chance of rain coming up on Friday, dry and cooler over the weekend with highs in the 70s, and another chance of rain coming early next week.
All right, thanks a lot, Chris. The Colts looked awesome on Sunday night, but can they back it up with another great effort?
Good morning and welcome back. Clearing snow is essential for keeping Indianapolis moving during the winter months. Chief Meteorologist Chris Wright wanted to know what it was like to work for the Department of Public Works. So what did he do? He earned a commercial driver's license, and now he's an honorary member of the Indy Snow Force.
Just go ahead and fire the truck up.
That's me in the driver's seat of a DPW snowplow. We know the snow, sleet, and ice is coming, but the plow preparations begin months before the first flakes of snow fall.
Get your emergency beacons on because we're going to run with our lights on.
Before I could get behind the wheel, I enrolled in the city's snowplow school with veteran drivers.
Personnel will receive weather briefing, equipment assignments, area assignments.
It's a yearly refresher course about how to tackle the 375 snow routes. That's 3,185 lane miles that are a priority to get clear when the weather turns messy.
Dry runs are super important.
A dry run before the first snow helps drivers get familiar with their routes. But a safety check of the truck comes before the rubber hits the road.
We'll come back here, make sure your lug nuts are snug and tight. Everything's good.
We're set to go. I hop in and we're off. On the road, it's multitasking to the max. I'm watching for other drivers, moving the plow blade side to side and up and down, and keeping an eye on the salt output.
How fast he's plowing, is he putting out salt, checking his salt load, does he have a spinner set to where it's not spreading the salt too far, if he's not moving too fast till the salt's not kicked to the curb.
We'll just stay in this lane.
I'm also looking for obstacles like mailboxes, fire hydrants, construction zones, and metal plates on the road that snowplow drivers won't see when snow covers the streets. During a winter storm, 75 drivers are out at a time, working 12-hour shifts.
And don't think that we can be everywhere in the county on every street in this city all at the same time. Taxpayers couldn't afford it.
The city has budgeted $5 to $6 million for snow removal this year to keep the roads passable.
We get a lot of complaints on you've plowed my driveway back in, or you're throwing the snow up on the sidewalk, and it's just the nature of the beast, you may say.
These two lanes you take to the right.
I wasn't clearing snow, but my training was enough for the day.
It's a lot scarier than you think, and people really need to respect the trucks a little bit more.
He's probably close to being ready for the snow. He's real close to being ready.
I want to thank everyone at Public Works for allowing us to do that. Let's talk about why those trucks are going to be so busy this winter season. We're going to be under the La Nina pattern once again. That's when the Pacific Ocean is colder than normal, and that forces the main storm track into the northwestern part of North America. We'll get that Pacific jet going into the West Coast, and we'll still have the cold polar jet coming from Canada, bringing lots of moisture and cold air into the Ohio Valley. The bottom line for us here across the Ohio Valley, we'll have a wetter than normal winter season with drier than normal conditions going on down along the Gulf Coast. Specifically for the state of Indiana for our December, colder with above normal snowfall. For January, though, we'll change that. Warmer than normal temperatures, above normal precipitation, but snow is going to be below normal both for January and for February across the winter season. That's something we'll be carefully watching. On X-Vision radar right now, look at all the rainfall coming this way. That's going to move in this afternoon and give us about a ½ inch of rain. Now on the backside of this system, rain changing over to snow across Minnesota, down in Nebraska. That's also going to move this way, so we'll go from rain to snow across Indiana. Been watching this storm system for the past couple of days to see which track it was going to take. If it had taken that southern track, we get the heavier band of snow right here across central Indiana. The most likely scenario is for the northern track. That'll take the heavier band of snow up into Wisconsin and Michigan, taking the heaviest stuff about 300 miles north of us, but we're still going to see snow here in Indiana. So far this month, we've had almost 4 inches of snow. That's over about half of what we get for the entire month, and now we're going to see another 2 to 4 inches coming in over the course of this weekend with a 3 to 5 inch band from Lafayette on up north toward the Fort Wayne area. We'll see the rain coming through today. It's going to be a soggy Saturday for us, about a ½ inch of rainfall and winds coming up from the southwest. Then tonight around midnight, we'll see that rain-snow changeover make its way into central Indiana. Then we'll go from rain to snow showers during the morning hours on Sunday. We'll see a heavier band of snow coming in late Sunday afternoon on through Sunday night. So when you're joining us for Sunday Night Football, we'll be updating you on the possibility of snow showers going into your Monday morning. Right now it looks like 2 to 4 inches of snow here in the central part of the state. Heavier snow is likely to our north, and the big story on Sunday afternoon, winds 30 to 40 miles per hour. With that snow being blown around by those gusty winds, we'll see whiteout conditions across the area. Early next week, back behind the cold front, a big cool down. We'll find high temperatures in the teens before we finally get above freezing later in the week. In your 7-day extended forecast, a chilly weekend with some rain today. Today's high temperature 22, 14 with snow showers tomorrow. Then on Tuesday and Wednesday, dry and cold, high temperatures in the 20s. More snow is likely on Thursday with a high temperature 32. Okay, this is what everyone's been asking about for the past couple of weeks. The annual snow prediction. I'm going to predict 9 1-inch snows for the winter season. Nicole, we've already had one. We'll get another one this weekend.
Another one this weekend, but here's the question. Where do you count where the snow falls? Because everybody wants to know you're not going to cheat.
Everybody wants to know we're not going to cheat. So what we do is you go to WTHR.com. We'll link you to the National Weather Service website. You can go there. It has to fall at the Weather Service office a full inch.
Sounds great. We're going to be with you throughout the weekend tracking that winter storm. Thanks, Chris.
Alrighty.
Jeremy.